Hi, JJ Hender here, back with more LEGO Batman 2 free play. In this video I'm going to be tackling the North Island villains. There's one that's not going to be shown here, and that's Lex Luthor at the Yacht Club. You can see how to beat him in my first free play video. We're going to start with the Scarecrow, so go to the amusement park, and the first thing you want to do is run over to the pumpkin on the east of the terminal. So if you followed my first video, you already have invincibility, so make sure that's turned on. It's really helpful in dealing with these bosses and everything else in the free play for that matter. So just to give you an idea of how this works, I'm leaving some stuff in that's not necessary, but you can't damage him until you get rid of those poison things there. So you see damaging wasn't working. So change to someone with a ranged weapon, like say Batman with the Batarangs. You can see you can knock down those things spraying the gas. So once you knock those down, he turns into the smaller version of himself, and you can just beat him up and take off the 3 hearts. And now coming up when I go to Harley Quinn, you're going to see just how glitchy some of these things can be. And that's a pattern that'll repeat itself throughout these videos in terms of the spawn rate of certain things. So now when you enter the Funland, she's right there, but I must have entered too fast or something. I'm speeding through here because I didn't kill her in this one. There's one part I'm going to leave in, which is where I accidentally thought those things up there might help me beat her. But as it turns out, it's one of the Funland games, and I picked up a gold brick here. So it dropped out of combat for no good reason. But now it's back in. And what you want to do is when she's not moving, use a ranged weapon to hit her. So you can't damage her when she's doing flips like that. So there you see an example of when she's stopped standing still, hit her with a Batarang, and it'll take off one of her hearts. So now Poison Ivy, this one also got glitchy on me. I'll point out where it happens. At the entrance to the gardens here, switch to Robin and get into that hazard suit so you can wash off the goo that's on the gate there. And now this fight will actually trigger in this doorway, but for some reason if you go in too soon it seems like it doesn't happen. So I spend way too much time running around trying to figure out how to get her to fight. So as you can see, you can run all over this place and nothing will happen. If it does hang up on you like that, just run back out. And then when you cross over the threshold, it'll start the battle. Again, a random extra cutscene for no reason. This is a pretty long fight. Just keep an eye on that arrow to see where she is. You have to climb a lot of stairs to both hit her in the first place, and then after you do the first one, you have to climb up the spiral stairs in the middle. So after heart number 1, she disappears again. Thankfully, after the second heart, she just teleports off behind you, but it's on the same level. Now, due to weird glitchiness, the Mad Hatter can be really annoying too. The reason I'm speeding this along, I started the fight, started killing his goons, and then he suddenly disappeared. And now you can see the lengths I went to, running around all over the place, flying around with Superman, and none of that seemed to work to make him come back. So if that happens, I went over to the terminal on the right here, check out the villain location, do whatever you can, and then he appears back on the stairs. And this is the same as the Riddler fight. You're just hitting him, killing off his goons, hitting him again, and so forth. I went a little bit slowly because I was trying to stay as still as I could and let the enemies come to me so the combat wouldn't just suddenly disappear again. Now, when I decided to go after Ra's al Ghul here, I didn't know exactly where he was and accidentally ended up getting a trophy. So I'll keep that part in to show you. It's Subway Hero. I thought that he may be underground, but if you go in here, it'll transport you to one of the other metro stations. So the first time you do that, the trophy will pop. So now, if you do that, make your way back to the other metro station. And then from the terminal, he's slightly to the northwest on top of one of the buildings. And this is a simple fight, just hit him 3 times. And so after Roz, the last one left on this island is Captain Boomerang, and I apologize in advance for how dark Arkham Asylum is on my TV. I'm going to remedy that in later videos. So now if you fly over like I did here, he might not spawn. So if that happens, just go through this doorway to the north that goes back toward the terminal. And if you turn around and go back into the asylum, he should spawn. And this will probably be a little bit hard to see, but I tried a couple times to hit him with Superman and he doesn't take any damage. I don't think you can hit him with melee attacks. I happen to have Robin in the hazard suit still, so I just sprayed him with water from a distance. Otherwise, you can just use batarangs or some other sort of ranged attack to hit him. So this is going to wrap up the North Island villains. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back next time with the Central Island villains.